Welcome to SFL Pregame Live with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. Happy Easter to all who celebrate it. Mike, we got some rest after a crazy Saturday. We're ready to go, or at least I am. How about you?
Hey, wide awake, ready to go, Cam. It's going to be tough for these teams today to top yesterday's action. It was wild and crazy yesterday, but looking forward to these matchups today.
Absolutely, but they are going to try their best. Two games on the docket here on For the Fans International. London, Fort Worth. London very much in the playoff picture still, but they need to win at least two of their last three. Fort Worth wins the division. If they win today, that's the wild and crazy South. Vegas and St. Louis. We'll have almost all of that second half in bonus coverage today. They kick off about 1:10 or about 35 minutes from now. They're both 6-4. Mike, what do you say to these two matchups?
Well, what I see today, Cam, is defense is going to be the order of the day, and turnovers and takeaways and who can protect the ball. First, at London and Fort Worth. London, hey, they're still looking for a playoff berth. And some may say, well, hey, London's won 5 games, the most they've ever won in franchise history. They should be satisfied, but I'm pretty sure owner Liam Crowder is not satisfied with that. London is looking to punch a ticket for their first playoff. But we touch on Fort Worth for a second. They led by quarterback Cameron Curtis. He is second in the league in QBR with a 94.1, but look for them to dominate this game on the ground with Jason Williams. They call him Thrilliams. He has 1,000 yards on the season. He has 10 touchdowns and an average of 4.8 a game. Look for Fort Worth to try to grind this game out against a tough London defense, and they're led by William Davidson with 10 sacks. He's 4th in the league, so look for this to be a great defensive battle in Fort Worth today.
We're looking forward to the action all day long here on For the Fans and on our Twitch family of networks. When we come back, we will have kickoff with Chris and Brett from Fort Worth. London Knights, Fort Worth Toros coming up next. This has been SFL Pregame Live, and you're watching the SFL on For the Fans.
For the Fans. welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
The rest of the playoff situation in the Simulation Football League entering Week 11 is a little bit cloudy, but clear skies ahead for the Fort Worth Toros in their hometown, Fort Worth, Texas, as they have a simple solution: win, and you win the division. Welcome into the broadcast booth, everybody, for Week 11 of the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. We're at the Stockyards. It's the London Knights traveling across the pond to take on the Fort Worth Toros. Chris Curtis and Brent Solberg in the broadcast booth with you. Brett, we've got a matchup with two quarterbacks who are coming off very strong weeks 1 week ago.
When you look at the rookie quarterback in Cameron Curtis, he outdueled veteran Matt Wilson in his last game against Mexico City. And then you have the always reliable Angus McLean out there. Always reliable, always great performance from him. This is practically going to be like a playoff performance with both these teams. They're both fighting for playoff positions.
Yeah, absolutely. London trying to keep their hopes alive in the playoff picture for season 16. And on the other side, Fort Worth in a pretty good position to get in. Just a matter of where they end up, and a division title is on the line for them here in very short order. The Toros come through. Cameron Curtis, we mentioned it before. He is one of the better rookies in this rookie class from the SFLM this last offseason. He's coming off one of his best weeks of his young career with a perfect QBR.
Absolutely, 19 for 22 for 333 yards. We'll see it later on in the graphic. The big thing was a rookie outdueling 11-season veteran and Matt Wilson. That's the big thing. It got him just ready to go for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they came through with a big win over Mexico City, kickoff in just a very short amount of time. We're just about ready for football here in Fort Worth as we get everything going, but it's very simple. For Fort Worth, they get the ball as we start things out. They win, and they win the division. Otherwise, London needs a win to keep their hopes alive. They would love to be able to win out and secure themselves a playoff position as well. But we're ready to go. Cade Stevens back deep for the return, and we are underway in Texas. Return from the 3, gets it out to the 20, moving through the middle. He's going to get taken down at the 25-yard line, and that's where Cameron Curtis and company will start this first drive. Brett, let's talk about keys to the game for the Fort Worth Toros, especially on offense here.
Well, especially with Fort Worth being so dominant as they are on the run game, you have to look at Jason Williams down the middle. He's got an average of around 70 yards or more per game, 9 of the last 10 games.
Under center, first down. It's going to be handoff to Williams immediately. He's going to have the first run from scrimmage. It'll be 2 yards. Please continue.
And then you also have to think of Cameron Curtis reading the defense. He's coming high off a huge game from him. And then you also got to look at the defensive side for Fort Worth. They have to limit Angus McLean, keep him grounded. That's essentially it for the defense.
Toros ready to go with a 2nd and 8 play. That's Curtis under center. Williams is in the backfield, split back, so it'll be a throw on 2nd down. That's over the middle, tipped by the receiver, and that's going to be incomplete as that will hit the turf as Gagne was in the area. Rest of the defense looks like this. Cameron Curtis and Jason Williams we mentioned. Chris Comisac, the fullback. And then you have Cade Stevens, Stephen Hacker, your wide receivers. Robert Garrett Jr., your tight end. And Lauren Percoco, the backup tight end as well, on the roster for Fort Worth's offense. We'll get to the defense here in just a bit. 3rd and 8, though, on a pretty key 3rd down to start things out for this first drive. Under center's Curtis. Has the football, 5-step drop, looks, throws right side. That was a cross, and it's going to be a first down and more out to the Fort Worth 47-yard line, shy of midfield. Good job by Curtis to convert on 3rd down.
An excellent cross route, and even after the catch, being able to get past that first down line and getting extra yardage, so it's even better position for this first down.
I believe that was Lauren Percoco on the catch there. The tight end came through. First down and 10. New set of downs, 2 to the right. In the gun is Curtis. Has the football. Looks, throws right side again. That one's tipped and nearly intercepted. Probably should have been by all rights. Stephen Hacker, your intended target at 2nd and 10.
And you always have to worry about Stephen Hacker. He's got 200-plus yard receiving games under his belt in his career, and they had 2 defenders on him essentially just to bat the ball down.
Third down coming up. Or second down coming up, sorry. 2nd and 10. 7 in the box defensively for London. Hand off Williams through the middle. He's going to get taken down after a couple. Make it 3rd and 8. 3rd and long coming up. Dean Sammy and Chris Joseph highlight your defensive ends for the defense for London. It's William Davidson and Chad Rowland, your tackles. Jeff Gagne, who we've already seen, Sirach Black, and Telemek Scarborough. Your linebackers, Tanner Hendricks, Brandon Ewing, and Emmanuel Blackman. Your cornerbacks, and then the safeties, Marquise Reed and Barry Barkley. Round out your defense for the London Knights. 3rd and 8 coming up for Fort Worth here. Curtis has a 5-step drop. Pump fake, thrown over the middle, has a seam and a first down, deep over the middle of the field to the 22-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for Fort Worth as they move towards the red zone.
That is just an excellent dot by Cameron Curtis, finding the open man, which was Cade Stevens on that. Stevens always capable of getting big games from him as well.
1st and 10. Toros in an offset I formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left, 7 in the box defensively again for London. They're expecting Williams. They're going to get Williams through the middle. He's going to juke his way forward. It's a flag on the play as well. He's going to get inside the 10-yard line. We'll see what the laundry is. Likely a free play, and they will likely decline it, looking 1st and goal. That's exactly what that is. So an offside call is going to be declined, and it's going to be 1st and goal. Great first drive by the Toros offense so far, and it's not done yet.
Yeah, if Jason Williams just juked that one more time, he probably would have found pay dirt. But London's defense, good job of stopping him before they could get the 6.
1st and goal. See where they're at. Williams is in the backfield, 2 to the right, 2 to the left as well. The 2 to the left are tight to the formation. Curtis has the football. Handoff Williams. He's going to go through the middle, try to spin his way forward. He's going to find his way in. That's a touchdown for the Toros. Great individual effort for Williams, and the Toros are on the board with the first score of the game.
And that's what you call beasting yourself to the end zone. It looked like he was going to get down on the 4, maybe the 3, and then he just kept fighting and fighting and fighting to get that 6. He wanted Fort Worth to score first, and that's what we saw here.
Great work from the Toros offense and very mechanical drive as they get the first score of the game. London is going to have to try to answer this, but a fantastic piece of work by Cameron Curtis. A couple of really nice long completions down the field, one after the catch, and then one over the middle to Cade Stevens. They found him on a seam. That's really what made this drive happen. That clutch 3rd down conversion as well. Kick up and on the way is up and through, and that's Jack Lewis, the extra point with him, and that is going to be a 7-0 lead for Fort Worth.
8 plays and 72 yards. It was a mix of pass and run, which is always dangerous for Fort Worth. Hopefully London can adjust themselves within the next little while here.
We'll get a look at London's offense here in very short order as well. So excited for that, obviously, as we get going. 7-0 lead. They're working from behind early, and London is going to have the football. Dustin Zek back deep for the return. He has it at the 2. Going to get it up to the 20. Going to move through the middle, juke his way right at the right hash, and get taken down at the 27-yard line. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website, simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. McLean's under center, ready to go on 1st down from the 27-yard line. He will throw, put it in Merrill's hands first. Merrill with a spin move past 1, tries to juke right past 2, and gets himself 9 yards on the reception. Good work from Mr. Merrill as they start things out on this drive.
And Robert Merrill's going to be one of the key players that you're going to see in this game. He hasn't had a great season on the ground, but he's been really good all-purpose wise. Good to see the 2nd down.
Get some keys to the game for London just after this play. 2nd and 1. As they look to try to get a new set of downs right away. Offset I for McLean. Handoff. He's going to try to move right, got a blocker in front. He's not going to quite get there, make it 3rd and inches. And let's talk about those London Knights and what they have to do, try to keep their playoff hopes alive in this game.
And like I said before, oh, Robert Merrill, where art thou? In the run game, he's been virtually invisible this entire season. He needs to step it up. And then on defense, they need to limit Cameron Curtis. This first drive, not great so far, but they need to get back to things.
3rd and inches, going to try for Merrill. He's going to get taken down just as the ball's handed off. The defensive line gets penetration, and all of a sudden, they're looking at a punt. Quick 3 and out for the London offense.
And that's what you always fear with this London offense. They do focus on the pass a little bit too much. And when people focus on stopping Robert Merrill, it becomes a 4-yard loss like we saw here.
Nacho Sicario, the one who led the charge for the Fort Worth defense there on that play, and it'll be a punt on the other side. Cade Stevens back deep for the return. And low snap, that's dangerous, but it's up in the air, up over the center logo. Caught at the 30 or to the 25-yard line, returned to the 29, and that is where Curtis and company will start this next drive. Cameron Curtis, we mentioned it, the perfect QBR, still actually nearly lost that game. It was a very close result against the division rival Mexico City Aztecs. 38-33 is how that one went, but what a showing by the rookie. 4 touchdowns and no interceptions in that game as well. 1st and 10 for him. As Williams in the backfield on the deep back to throw, he'll put it in Williams' hands. Williams, not a lot of momentum going forward, so he'll get 3. We're looking at a 2nd and 7.
Very nice, decent swing pass to Williams. The most important thing about those swing passes is still you want to pass it forward so that Williams can actually get some momentum, and he got a 3-yard gain on that, 2nd and 7.
Curtis in the formation again here. This time it's going to be an offset I. Komisak is to the right in the fullback position. And they'll go back to Williams. Williams through the middle, going to bowl his way forward and find a way to get a 1st down. He had to have broken 2 tackles during that play as well. 1st and 10 for Williams and company.
Very much easily. It's like Jason Williams at that point just had like butter on his feet or something like that. Just London defenders just coming off him, just fighting for those 1st down yardages.
And 1 broken tackle, and then he had 2 Knights converge on him pretty quickly. 1st and 10. They're at their own 41-yard line. Fort Worth's offense moving like a well-oiled machine for the moment. 7 people and 7 defenders in the box defensively. Get it to the outside. Williams again. This time he's got some momentum going forward. He'll get a couple of yards, make it 6. It'll be 2nd and 4 as they approach the 50.
A nice little screen pass to distract the defense and get Jason Williams enough space on that. A decent, nice little gain there. Sets up a medium situation on 2nd down.
2nd and 4 to be exact. Got to get it to the 49 of London to get a new set of downs. Curtis under center again. Cade Stevens up top. Stephen Hacker at the bottom. He's going to be moving with the football, trying to go forward, and he's going to get taken down. So a hit taken by the quarterback. Always a scary situation, but he does look like he's okay. 3rd and 3 coming up, and a big 3rd down again for Fort Worth.
And even though Cameron Curtis is a rookie, he found a way to have that veteran presence to get ahead. That was still a 1-yard gain.
Able to get something out of nothing at the very least. Get a little bit closer. Handoff Williams, going to try to move off tackle. Spin twice and get a 1st down. How about that? Thrill Seeker thrill you again with a great run. Make it 1st and 10 as they get another new set of downs. They've got multiple 1st downs already on this drive alone.
Williams finding his inner Texas tornado on that one, spinning about 462 times just to get to that 1st down. What an amazing play by Williams.
Already 4 1st downs gained on these opening 2 drives for Fort Worth. They're also 2 for 3 on 3rd down, believe it or not. Good percentage so far. 2 to the right. Offset I formation for the Toros. Oh, that's going to be a free play. 2 went offside. It's going to be in Williams' hands. Williams going to spin and get taken down at the 45. Likely going to accept this one as London went offside. That's exactly what that is going to be. A 7-0 lead for Fort Worth, and it's not getting easier for the London Knights as Joseph, the guilty party, as we look forward to the rest of this drive.
And as you see on the graphic there, only 13 turnovers this season by Fort Worth, which is just amazing in this league.
Very good job taking care of the football. They're going to look to continue that as we go to a 1st and 5. To the outside. That one is caught. Not much to it. Make it 2nd and 3 as it gets out to the 38.
Oh, I would almost think that was a little bit of a poor placement on that. I feel like Hacker got more than just 2 yards on that, but it was a decent out route to set up another 2nd and short.
2nd and short coming. Stephen Hacker, your receiver on that grab, his 2nd grab of the day. Or his 1st grab of the day, 2nd target. 2nd and 3. Another free play. London losing the discipline as they go across the line of scrimmage again. Another 1st down gain from Williams. They'll likely go ahead and take or decline the penalty as they get the 1st down.
Do you think this could possibly be just London being too eager to get back to 5 and 5?
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, maybe, but I think it might be just more of a credit to what Cameron Curtis is doing under center. The hard counts, I mean, keep going with the hard counts until they prove they can stay on their side of this line of scrimmage, I would think.
Excellent point.
1st and 10. 2 to the right, 1 in the backfield. That's going to be Williams, 7 to the box again defensively. Williams through the middle. He's going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage this time. They'll generously give him a yard at 2nd and 9. As Williams, pretty good numbers, at least so far, in this game.
And David Harrell finding his way past that front line and getting to Williams before he can get started on this play.
A couple of hurdles in this game. You got David, you got Catherine as well. 2nd and 9. Looking to throw over the middle. That one is tipped, and they're going tip drill on it. It finally will hit the ground harmlessly. Cade Stevens, your intended target, could not bring it in and make it a 3rd and long. First 3rd and long that Fort Worth has faced all day.
You gotta find a way to grasp it in your hands. There was probably 4 or 5 defenders that had the ball, and it just managed to drop, and now it's a 3rd down for Fort Worth.
Big 3rd down coming. In the gun is Cameron Curtis. He's got 2 with him, 2 receivers up top of your screen as well. Has the football, 3-step drop, looks, throws out of the gun on the run. That is tipped and incomplete. And that 3rd down turns into not a lot. They'll at least have a chance at a field goal as Taco Sicario is going to come out and try to add 3 to the board with what looks like a 48-yarder.
And this is what London needs to continue to do through the rest of the game, is just keep stifling Cameron Curtis's throws and getting those deflections like we saw here.
4th and 9, and this is going to be from the right hash for Taco. Snap good, hold good, kick up and on the way. It is up, and it is through. So good kick, 47 yards, and it's up and good. Make it a 10-0 lead, a 2-possession contest now for Fort Worth as they try to stake their claim to the South Division.
And now make it 18 for 19 on Taco on field goals. He's missed 1 per season in his 2-season campaign so far. Deadly accurate, Taco Sicario is.
He was 1 for 1 a week ago with 29 yards as the only field goal he had. As he adds 3 points to his team's lead. Kick up and on the way. Here we go again. Dustin Zek on the return. He's got it at the 2. Get it back to the 20, to the 25. Keeps the ball and keeps going right. He's going to get taken down at the 26-yard line, and that is where London will start this next drive. They can ill afford, Brett, a 3-and-out London at this point in the game, as they've now given up 2 scoring instances on 2 straight drives.
Exactly. With Fort Worth already scoring 10 points at this point, London has to respond on this drive.
3 in the backfield. McLean's under center. Calls something at the line. Handoff. Left side. He's going to get taken down behind the line. And that is not going to be what the doctor ordered for Robert Merrill, who's already having an average per carry issue. He gets taken down in 2nd and 11.
It's not what we want to see from Robert Merrill. He needs to get going at some point. He's at -6 yards right now.
Gotta find something to get done. 3 to the left. They're a bunch to the left. 1 to the right as well for McLean. As the football. 3-step drop. Throws over the middle. That's going to be a nice inseam. And that's a first down and more out to the 39-yard line. London moves the chains as they get it going.
A nice short slant route by Dustin Zeck to get himself open. McLean finding the target, and that's what McLean does, is that he can thread the needle even if he's wide open or if he's between 2 defenders. We're going to see a lot of that from McLean.
1st and 10. Dustin Zeck lined up bottom of your screen. 3 to the left as well, and McLean's in the gun. Has the football. Another quick drop. Throw nearly picked off, and it might have gone to the house as well. That was an ill-advised throw from McLean. He nearly paid the price. 2nd down.
And see, that was another short slant route, but the Fort Worth defense were ready for it this time. And, you know, if they caught it, definitely a possibility for a pick 6 there.
1:13 left in this first quarter of play. Split backs. Defensive line moving around as they try to figure something out. What is McLean going to try and do here? Handoff. Merrill through the middle. He's going to have a couple of yards, get forward to actually get 9 yards out of that. Give it 3rd and 1 as he moves back into positive territory.
And hopefully this is the run that gets Merrill going here. A decent 9-yard run gets him back into positive yardage for rushing, and just carry that momentum now. That's what he needs.
3rd and 1. Hand off Merrill again. He's going to try to bust his way through. It's not going to happen. He goes absolutely nowhere, and Fort Worth gets the stop needed to force a 4th down. Punt coming for London as they get the job done defensively, and the Fort Worth's going to have a chance to really put their nails in this game.
It's like Gary Marks knew where Robert Merrill was going to go, and he felt like the run was going to happen. Oh, look at this.
Well, now they have the offense on the field. Interesting decision if they do try to go for this.
They might be
4th and 1.
Here.
They might try. No, they will try to call the timeout. They were trying to get Fort Worth to give them the play, and it did not quite happen for them. So, decent thought process for London. I would have preferred they snapped that ball given the situation, but it is what it is. 4th and 1 coming, and now they'll try to punt it again.
Yeah, an interesting situation. Even though it's near the end of the first quarter, I don't think that was the best of decisions, but I understand the process as to why. It just didn't work out.
Would have been genius if it actually worked, as it usually is in retrospect.
Exactly.
Punt upcoming. 4th and 1. It's Cade Stevens back again for the return. Punter lined up at his own 31. He'll kick it from his own 36. Roughly, and it nearly got blocked. That was very close. Cade Stevens has the football, going to try to get a return done, and he'll get it out to the 16-yard line. No further than that. Got 6 seconds left in this first quarter. We'll likely have one play and then the end of the first. But it's been all Toros, I would imagine, through this first quarter. It's been a fun one, no doubt about it, for the Toros offense. Not so much for the London defense or the London offense to this point. 1st and 10. 7 in the box defensively, and this will be a throw over the middle anyway, and that is tipped and incomplete. Still a couple seconds left. They'll have another play before the end of the first quarter.
A nice recognition of the play by Jeff Gagne there, to being able to just run to that defender and just get his hand up there for the deflection to prevent that pass to be completed.
In theory, a mismatch, a linebacker on a receiver there, but a nice jump by the linebacker indeed. Cameron Curtis is under center, split backs. Has Kamisak and Williams back there. He'll hand off to Williams. Williams goes forward, can't get any further than the line of scrimmage, make it 3rd down, and that will take us to the end of the first frame. It is 10-0 Fort Worth on top of London. It's win and the division title for Fort Worth as we play on. It's the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Stay with us. Back inside the Stockyards, Fort Worth, Texas. It's Chris Curtis. It's Brett Solberg. We got the statisticians Jack Brown and Alan Armadas in the stats truck for us. Then producer Commissioner Cameron Irvine on the buttons. Welcome back to Fort Worth, Texas Simulation Football League Week 11. As this will be a throw over the right side. That one's picked off. London gets a crazy good turnover, which puts them in great field position. Barry Barkley, the strong safety.
You know, Cameron Curtis, I think this is the first error that he's had all game so far. If you look at the throw, it kind of arced over and it looked so juicy for Barkley to grab. And that's the first interception of this game right here.
Interesting situation, too. Cameron Curtis has a couple of balls that probably should have been picked off to this point. Toro's typically pretty good at holding onto the football, but the Knights are in prime position to try to get themselves back in this game. McLean throws left side, has it in Merrill's hands, and he gets lit up. Absolutely torched behind the line of scrimmage. Could not make anything of it. It'll be 2nd and 11.
And like you stated before, this is only the 14th turnover by Fort Worth. So this is going to be very interesting to see how London takes this.
That was E.K. Vincent on the absolutely ruthless tackle. 3 to the left, 1 to the right for McLean. He's in the gun. Has the football, throws over the middle. That one's caught. Not a lot to it, but it's simple and glorious in its own way. 3rd and 2 as they have a 3rd and short for the first time today.
And there's the first catch by Benji Matson. A nice little route to the middle there, and then it sets it up for a 3rd and short here.
London so far 0 for 2 on 3rd downs. They're going to try to get something going. Offside I formation. Handoff. Merrill's going to... Oh, the ball's on the ground! No way! Did Fort Worth get that back?
No, London got it.
No, it is. It is indeed held on to by London. That would have been a big defensive stop for Fort Worth, but instead, London keeps the football. 4th down coming, and they're going to bring out their kicker, Jack Lewis, to try to tack on 3 points.
This will be attempt number 13 on the season for him.
From 40 yards out. From the middle, or actually the right hash. Snap is good. Hold good. Kick up and on the way. It is up, and it is through. No issues there. 39 officially is where that came from, and the Toros still keep the lead. It's 10-3.
And you have to credit the Toros defense on basically moving the London offense backwards in this scenario here after the turnover, basically saving Cameron Curtis's hide on that.
Yeah, no kidding. That was a very good defensive play. Not sure exactly who got it and caused that fumble, which caused the 3rd down problem for the Knights. But either way, they will take it. It's Cade Stevens back deep for the return. He'll have it inside the 3. Bring it out to the 20. Stays on the right hash, moves left at the 20-yard line, and gets taken down at the 25. So 1st and 10 for Cameron Curtis and company as they now move left to right across your screen. Whole slew of action going on later today. Playoff positioning going to be likely much more clear after tonight's games before we get into week 12, obviously the end of the season. 1st and 10. Handoff. Williams breaks through 1. Nope, he actually gets taken down right at the line of scrimmage, and not much to that other than a 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Toros offense.
And London over the last couple minutes here have adjusted really well to stopping Jason Williams after that, especially after that touchdown. He's had minimal gains these last few carries.
2nd and 10. 2 to the right. 7 in the box defensively for the Knights. Williams is the offset back, but he's back there deep. He's going to get the football, move his way forward. Another broken tackle, and he gets himself 7 yards in the process, making another 3rd and short coming for the Toros.
And Jason Williams responded to that by saying, you know what, I'm going to get my yards regardless. At this point, he gets 7 and sets up a nice 3rd and short. A little bit of stress taken off for Curtis there.
Interesting if they decide to go back to Williams here. Toros are 3 for 5 on 3rd down conversions today. Looking to throw over the middle. That's caught. 1st down and more out to the 45-yard line. Fort Worth again converts on 3rd down. And they are looking at another drive getting started. Robert Garrett Jr., the tight end.
Yeah, first time we've seen Robert Garrett Jr. in this game. Last game had 115 yards and a TD. looking to respond to his third 100-yard game this season.
1st and 10 from the 45. In the gun. Has the football. Quick drop back. Looks. Gets hit hard. He's going to get taken down. William Davidson comes through and lays the wood. It'll be a loss of yards.
And that is the reason why William Davidson, coming into this week, led the league in sacks. That's number 13 for him. Unbelievable.
Great start to this drive for the London defense on that as they get it back to a 2nd and very long. 2nd and 18. Got to get it into London territory at this point for the 1st down. Cameron Curtis throws to the outside, has a catch trying to turn it upfield and not able to do it. But that is a completion. Cade Stevens on it, 7 yards, make it 3rd and 11.
It's the tried and true out route. Stevens had the catch, just needed to turn his feet a little bit more to gain extra yardage, but still nonetheless, decent game. It almost got them to basically even ground.
Another chance for them to do something on the 3rd down. Now 4 for 6 on 3rd down. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. It's Curtis in the gun. As the football. Looks. Plenty of time in the pocket. Wings it over the middle. That should have been caught, but it is not. That is incomplete. Williams had the route over the middle and could not hold on to the football. What a seed from Cameron Curtis. Just a little bit too hot to handle.
Absolutely amazing throw by Curtis. It's just very unfortunate that Williams just couldn't be able to handle that ball because that would have been deep into London territory.
4th down and another punt coming. Fort Worth will boot this one away. Dustin Zek back deep for the punt return. The snap goes left, but it is handled well and kicked away. Fair catch called for at the 18-yard line. They'll say 19, and that is where London will start this next drive. Keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow us on Twitter for weekly broadcast schedules to discover team content and stay up to date on SFL news. Let us know who your favorite team is or how you enjoy the broadcasts each week with the hashtag #MakeAnImpact. Thanks for your support and your viewership. Back to it for London. Trying to get something to stick to the wall here as they've been really blanked other than the field goal on the short field. McLean to throw. Puts it to the outside, has Merrill. Merrill spins past 1 but not 2 as he's got 3 Toros coming right at him, seeing red. It'll be 2nd and 10 as he gains nothing.
It looked like Merrill elbowed that pass a little bit there before he could get going, so that's why the Toros defense were a little bit quicker to the gun and get him basically to no gain on that.
2nd and 10. 2 to the left, 1 to the right for London. McLean has it. Looks, checks it down. One-handed grab going the wrong way, and that's a problem. That's going to be a loss of a yard as well. The fullback could not get it going, make it 3rd and 11 for him.
Yeah, very unfortunate to, after the grab that pass, probably tried to just set him up properly, and he started losing yardage on that. That was, I won't say strange, but very unfortunate.
Certainly not ideal. 3rd and long coming up here for London. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. McLean, 7-step drop, looks, throws over the middle. That is going to be tipped and incomplete. 3 Toros in the area. Not going to happen as another missed opportunity for London to try to get themselves back into this game. That was Aiden Davis, the quarterback, with his first hands on it.
Very dangerous throw by McLean, but I can understand why he made that throw. He's got to get this offense going. It's just not working this half right now.
Another chance for Cade Stevens back on the punt return. It's 4th down. Kick up and gone. This will be towards the midfield stripe and a little bit further than. Stevens has it at the 37, and he'll return it all the way to the 45-yard line. Decent return for him, and that'll put Cameron Curtis with a real nice field in front of him. Kind of a short field, good field position for the Toros as they work to try to get themselves back to a 2-possession lead.
Yeah, Cameron Curtis only has to worry about 55 yards just to get to the end zone. We'll see what he does on this drive.
1st and 10. Looking to throw. Oh, he's going to get taken down. What a sack immediately, as soon as the ball is snapped, it was free and clear for Chad Rowland, I believe, to get there and take his man out.
It's as if the snap happened, yet none of the offensive linemen actually went to Roland. They forgot about him. And that was just easy pickings. Like, give him sack number 5. Why not?
All right, so very good work from the London defense. One sack on first down. Puts the Toros in a real bad spot defensively. And that's going to be over the middle. That one's caught. It'll at least make it at the midfield stripe. 3rd and 5. Cameron Curtis finds the seam for Cade Stevens, who has a number of catches in today's game. Makes it a 3rd and medium in there.
And that's what you like to call veteran reliance when it comes to that. After a sack, where do you go to? You go to the veteran in Cade Stevens. He gets you a 12-yard gain. He sets up a 3rd and medium instead of a 3rd and long.
Medium's pretty good if they can get it done. Currently 4 for 7 on 3rd down. They're going to try to make it better. In the gun, looking to throw. Quick drop back, thrown high over the right side. That one's picked off. Back the other way, 1st and 10. 2 interceptions today for Cameron Curtis, and both of them deep in the secondary for London. That is, he is absolutely disgusted with himself going to the sideline. Brandon Ewing, you the recipient.
It's like the London defense are actually hearing my voice as I speak about this, because what ended up happening is that Curtis threw to Stevens again, and Ewing was just ready to grab it. That's unbelievable.
Something to keep an eye on. E.K. Vincent, 699 total tackles. He's 1 away from 700. He's on defense now. McLean calls something at the line. 1st and 10. McLean looks, throws on the run. Oh, that's not a great pass. All told, McLean needs to lead his receiver there and make it 2nd and 12.
Yeah, what ended up happening is that it was a late pass more than anything else. Merrill was already pretty much near the out-of-bounds line at that point when he caught it, and he was just lucky to lose 2 more than anything else.
2nd and 12. Merrill's in the back as well as the fullback. Looking to throw. Quick drop, thrown left side and through the hands of the receiver. And McLean's having an issue with accuracy on these short throws right now. Make it 3rd and 12 again.
I think that had to do more with the receiver. I don't know. Phillips was looking to do a little showtimey with that one-handed catch. I don't really understand where that was coming from. Just haul it with 2.
3rd and 12. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Long 3rd down. He's going to put it over the middle. That's going to be close, but not enough. Make it 4th and 1 at the 40-yard line. And don't look now, but it is going to be a punt upcoming for the London Knights, their 4th of the first half.
It was a very nice catch by Saren Storm, almost getting to that 1st down line, but unfortunately, Delaney back on the field to punt it for the 4th time.
Cade Stevens back again for the return on the punt. Have a chance to, if it's a good punt, maybe pin them deep if possible. It gets away barely. It'll be at about the 15-yard line where that's caught, returned to the 20. And no further than that. Back on the field comes the Toros offense. Cameron Curtis running into some more roadblocks than he did a week ago when he had a perfect QBR. 2 interceptions on the docket today. And that is not what the doctor ordered for a Toros offense that is looking to put this game on ice early as much as possible and try to clinch a division title.
Simple. Shake it off. Get to the next drive.
See if the rookie has a short memory. 2 to the right. Handoff. Williams spins past 1. He's going to get taken down. Makes it a 3-yard gain. That is absolutely the definition of making something out of nothing.
Exactly. When he got hit, he was basically at the line, but he made sure to basically break that tackle, spin around, and just fight for 3 yards. And 3 yards in the SFL is 3 yards. Take it.
2nd and 7. Offset I formation. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff. He's going to try to bust his way through, gets past 1, and he's going to get taken down at a 3rd and 5.
Another decent run, but it's looking like London is ready for him this time. Easily could have had more yards, but now it sets up a 3rd and 5.
That was the cornerback Tanner Hendricks on that stop there. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Toros. Looking to throw to the left side. Has Williams. Has a first down and more. Gets past 1, but not 3 as the Knights converge. And he'll get taken down to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 as they get a new set. And the Toros are minimum 1 first down every single drive so far this game.
And what Fort Worth is doing really well about this is that they haven't done the swing pass all that often. So they kind of forgot about it on this play and gave Williams all the space to get to that first down.
71 yards on 14 carries for Williams. Fort Worth 36. Has the football. Curtis backs up. 7-step drop. Throws over the middle, and that is going to be a short cross. That will net them 5, make it a 3rd and medium again as we hit the 2-minute warning. 120 seconds left to halftime. Already in a quick-moving game in Fort Worth. You're watching the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Stay right there. Back inside the broadcast booth, Chris Curtis and Brett Solberg, along with Jack Brown and Alan Armadas on the stats. Cameron Irvine, producer and commissioner, with us here in Fort Worth, Texas. It's a 2nd and 5 as the Toros look to try to get a drive started. Kind of slow treading on offense for both teams. That's going to be left and caught and stepping out of bounds. Oh, no. That is Stephen Hacker, who wants the footwork back. He can't get it going downfield. 1st and 10, though, for the Toros.
And in the last game, he had a deep ball, and he got major yardage in the last game. This time, he just, after the catch, he just couldn't manage to get onside and just get to the house. That's just very unfortunate. Could have possibly been 16-3.
Yeah, that could have been a big play, and still was, all told. Nice one-handed grab from Hacker on the sideline there. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. 2 in the backfield. One of them is Williams. Throw immediately right side. That'll be a 6-yard completion, 2nd and 4. Coming up on the SFL halftime report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green break down the first half between the Knights and the Toros, provide an update on Las Vegas and St. Louis, and look at the updated playoff picture. Who's in, who's out, and what's at stake today. It's all coming up on the SFL halftime report. That is in just about a minute and 33 seconds time when we're done here in Fort Worth in the second quarter. Handoff Williams. Going to try to bust his way through. He busts through one, but not the second one. He gets to 3rd and inches at the 26. 28,
Very close. Very close to getting that first down there. Williams again. I said it before, but I feel like he just added more butter to his calves. Like, how does that work?
I will be the first to say I can't believe it's not butter. So there's that, 3rd and inches.
Yeah.
Offset I formation for Cameron Curtis. That is going to be right side. That's a first down and more, down to the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, as they get to the red zone for the 3rd time today.
Excellent gap work by the offensive line to give him that space.
Under center, Cameron Curtis again. On 1st down, they run the no huddle to the outside, put it in Williams' hands again. Gonna bust his way through 1. He's gonna drag a couple defenders with him, 9 yards, and a timeout called by Fort Worth, 2nd and 1. And what a sequence there. Williams has done that a couple times today.
Give me my yardage is what he was saying the whole time as he was going down. That could have easily been maybe 2 yards, but he fought and fought and fought for 9. I love it.
15 attempts, 67 yards unofficially for Williams. 2nd and 1, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Throw over the middle. That one is caught, trying to worm his way to the goal line. It's not going to go. 1st and goal, though, and they run the no huddle to keep the defense on the field.
1 yard,
Curtis.
there's a lot of place to work.
There is. Whole playbook's open. Chance for Williams. Chance over the middle. That's going to be caught. Did he get there? No. 2nd and goal, just shy of the goal line. Oh, man. That is a Robert Garrett Jr. catch that he probably could have turned just his shoulder and gotten in.
That is so tough to call. I think his foot was just barely on the line, but the ball wasn't. So now we're on the SFL chin hair line.
2nd and goal. 2 to the left. Wouldn't be surprised if they go back to Williams here. We'll see if that happens. They will not. At least not on the ground. And Curtis throws, but he gets hit hard as he got to the ball. Make it 3rd and goal as that one will hit the ground.
Dangerous William Davidson. He was ready to go for that one. Cameron Curtis very lucky to get that ball off to not lose yardage on that.
Still 16 seconds left in this first half, and that creates an opportunity for Fort Worth. They have a couple seconds to try something at the end zone before kicking the field goal. 3rd and goal. See if they can get it. Huge points hanging in the balance here, potentially for Fort Worth. Looks to throw over the middle, and that is going to be intercepted in the end zone. Ooh. 3 interceptions today for Cameron Curtis, and none bigger than that one. Tanner Hendricks is the one who got him this time, and London will start at the 20 to end the half.
And give Tanner Hendricks pick number 6 on the season. It was a tip drill, and he was just right place, right time for that.
1st and 10, and they'll likely give the ball to Merrill, I would think, just to end the first half of play. London is going to get the ball when we come back to Fort Worth. Nope, they're going to throw instead. Put it in Merrill's hands there. He's got an open field in front of him for the most part, with 3 Toros. Get to him pretty quick. And that is going to conclude things here through 2 quarters. 10-3, Fort Worth at the break, but the Knights have kept themselves in it on defense. We're going to take a short break and then get you back to SFL HQ for the SFL Halftime Report. Stay with us. It's the SFL on For the Fans.
Welcome to the SFL Halftime Report with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. Happy Easter to all who celebrated. We've got a couple of great games going on right now. 10-3, Fort Worth leads London at the moment here on For the Fans. Vegas and St. Louis just getting underway. Mike, it looked like Fort Worth was going to kind of run away with this thing, and then London got things together.
Yeah, Cam. London, they're extremely fortunate to be still in this, in this game at this point. 3 interceptions from Cameron Curtis, one by Barkley, one by Ewing, and last one by Tanner Hendricks in the end zone to, thwart that last Fort Worth drive and keep them out of the end zone. And if you look at that last drive, we have some, questionable play calling right there. I would have liked to seen Fort Worth try to pound that ball in there with Williams, but they decided to go with the pass on the last 2 plays of that drive.
And you thought there should have been a review as well on the goal line there. Yeah,
it looked like Robert Garrett had gotten in on that previous play, and they decided not to review it. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes when you don't throw the flag, and game of inches.
And kudos to London's defense. Cameron Curtis had a perfect QBR last week, and they've picked him off twice now this week, so they've kept him on his toes. Say Vegas, St. Louis, big game, 6-4, 2 teams. Doug Britton already has an amazing punt return. Talking about him possibly being an all-star this year. He plays the slot over there. But this is a big game for both teams. We talked about it a little bit early in the pregame, but what do you think both teams need to do to win? Vegas.
Well, yeah, I felt like last week was probably the biggest win in St. Louis history. Getting them to 6 wins right here on the cusp of the playoffs. But yeah, we fast forward to this game, probably the biggest game in both franchises' history. The winner here is definitely going to have a leg up for the playoffs. But we're looking forward today. As I looked in the pregame stats, both teams, Cam, have 31 takeaways on defense. So that means these guys are ball hawks. They're going to get after it. And it's just going to come down to basically if St. Louis can keep this Las Vegas attack, led by John Blades with 10 touchdown receptions. And we also have Scott Johnson, the explosive running back. If they can keep these guys in check, create the turnovers that St. Louis like to do, we're just going to see a tough, tight game either way, but they're going to have to keep these guys off the board because St. Louis offense tends to struggle scoring a little bit.
Yeah, and St. Louis, they're trying to win a division today. A win plus a Tulsa loss gets the East wrapped up. Las Vegas about to have to settle for a field goal. Okay, so let's take a look at the updated playoff picture. Here it is. As of this morning, Louisiana and Sioux Falls have been eliminated. There are 4 teams tied at 5-5, but 2 of those teams are Carolina and Charleston. That means that 12 teams will have 6 wins, and Sioux Falls and Louisiana are done. Vegas has gone up 3-0 now. Florida has clinched the Atlantic. Denver has clinched the West. Baltimore has clinched the North. Fort Worth can clinch the South today with a victory. Vancouver, LA, going to have to be settled in Week 12. And as mentioned, St. Louis wins the East with a win and a loss. But more towards that wild card, Mike, seeds 4 through, 12, 13, 14, 15. Seeds 4 through 15 are separated by a game and a half.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge end of Week 11 going into Week 12. These guys that are sitting at 6-4, 5-5 are going to have to come through if they're going to get, take some playoff experience this year. But it's going to be tough on some teams. Lone Stars, I see them. They're going to need a win next week probably. Los Angeles are hanging on not only for their, for the division lives, they're hanging on for the playoff lives in this game next week against Vancouver. Vancouver seems to be sitting in a pretty good spot, as well as Jacksonville and Mexico City. But yeah, these 6-4, 5-5 teams are going to battle it out for those last few spots.
Vegas has Denver next week. If they win this game, which as of right now would be an 8-9 playoff game in St. Louis, so it's almost like a mini playoff preview. But if they win, they would jump St. Louis, and they would actually be have an opportunity to host a playoff game for the first time in franchise history. Of course, St. Louis is trying to do the same thing there as well. And it's going to be interesting that LA Vancouver matchup. You know, if Los Angeles loses, they could still make the playoffs at 6-6. But if LA wins, they probably both get in at 7-5.
Yeah, that's going to be a great advantage for Vancouver, pulling that win out last night to set themselves up to probably get into the playoffs one way or another. But I'm pretty sure they would like to hang that division-winning banner in that stadium to open next season.
Max Jackson just got an interception. He has 700 career tackles coming into today. That's 30th all time. And Vegas has great field position again, so Las Vegas has the early advantage in that game. Of the 4 teams that are 5-5, Mike, Charleston, Arizona, Houston, Tulsa, which one do you have the most confidence in with 2 weeks to go in the regular season?
Oh, wow, Cam, that's a great question. I will pick out 2 of those teams. I will say Arizona and Tulsa right now, who I would have the most confidence in. Mainly Arizona, because these guys are super explosive on offense. The Hands brothers are 2 of the top, receivers in the league right now. DJ Moses last week had a big game. Ashley Jackson is, one of the top quarterbacks in the league for his yards per game. So, yeah, that explosive offense over there. Tulsa, if they can keep, JQ from turning the ball over and can keep that offense on the field, without turning the ball over, score a few points, the defense is good enough. But Tulsa's a solid team all the way around. Keep the turnover bug away. Tulsa can win some games.
All right, we'll keep an eye on Vegas. St. Louis will have some game breaks of that game in the second half of Fort Worth, London, but we'll have plenty of bonus coverage of that one as that got off to a late kick. And then Brett and Curtis have a pretty close game in Fort Worth, 10-3. London hanging around, trying to make things interesting. We'll get back to that action after this commercial break. This has been the SFL Halftime Report, and you're watching the SFL on For the Fans.
Back inside the Stockyards, Fort Worth, Texas. Chris Curtis, Brett Solberg ready to go for the second half of action. London down 7 points, but they do get the football to start this second half. We welcome you back in. Thanks for welcoming us into your home on For the Fans in the Simulation Football League. Season 16 coming to a dramatic end to the regular season as we get ready to go. We're ready to go for football again. Back deep is Zach, Dustin Zach, and he is going to have the football just inside the end zone. Return to about the 15 to the 20. Oh, the ball's on the ground! No way! Again, that's the second fumble we've seen from London players, and I believe that London did keep it at the very least, so they'll have it at the 24 to start this drive.
And Knights fans can breathe a sigh of relief on that one. The second fumble, this time on a kickoff. Edge of your seat moment right there.
Yeah, no kidding. No rest for the wicked, I suppose. 1st and 10 for London. Merrill is in the backfield, looks to throw, does McLean. He gets it in Merrill's hands. Merrill spins past one, tries a second spin. He's going to get a couple of yards out of it. 2nd and 6 out of a 4-yard reception.
And Robert Merrill has to forget this first half, having -1 yard on 7 attempts rushing. Gets a good, decent gain here, and hopefully it carries forward for him.
Fort Worth on defense trying to get an immediate stop. If they can, they will swing the momentum drastically in their favor. London right now, I would say, has it off the interception at the end of the first half in the end zone. That'll be a run for Merrill. Uses his blocking and bowls his way forward. Gets a couple more yards, make it 3rd and very manageable, 3rd and 1.
And he's back to positive yardage on these 2 plays alone. And, starting off with a little bit of a little curve to the outside and getting those yardages.
You remember E.K. Vincent's still sitting on 699 as far as tackles. 2 in the backfield. Handoff through the middle, and the defensive line gets to him immediately. 3rd down goes backwards, 4th and 3. And the Toros defensive line doing work.
And that might have been an over-reliance on Merrill on this drive here. 3 straight run plays. Fort Worth figuring it out on that last play there, pushing him back, forcing Delaney to punt for number 5.
4th and 3 coming, and this will be, the punter will actually kick it from about the 20-yard line. So that is exactly what London could ill afford, a 3-and-out right away. Give Fort Worth back the football, as it'll be Cade Stevens who returns it to the 27, and we see Cameron Curtis back out on the field. Cam Curtis, we've made light of it already on multiple occasions. 4 touchdowns a week ago, no interceptions, a perfect 158.3 QBR, and that is not how things have gone today.
A current QBR of 38.2. It's safe to say from perfect to putrid. I'm sorry to say.
1st and 10. Curtis going to try to redeem himself a little bit. There's his stats from a week ago. Looks to throw. Quick drop back. Moves up in the pocket. Throws on the run. He's done that a couple of times today. Whoa. This one's complete. And a lot of green in front of the receiver. That's going to be towards the end zone. Is he going to get in? He is. What a throw. Stephen Hacker again finds Pater. And the Toros have a 2-possession lead.
That's right, Cameron Curtis. Make me look bad on my first broadcast, right? Make sure to throw a dart to Stephen Hacker, the always reliable Stephen Hacker. I said it before, he's capable of 200-yard games. There was one point in Season 12 where he had over 300 yards receiving. This is just a taste of what Stephen Hacker is capable of.
What a throw, an absolute, you called it a dart. And not many quarterbacks in the SFL can throw on a line like that, off his back foot, on the run. That is a nuts throw from a very good rookie quarterback in Cameron Curtis. He has his first touchdown of the day, and that's going to bring out Taco for the extra point. 16-3, likely 17-3, depending on how this goes, but the momentum has surely swung back in the favor of Fort Worth. Snap good, hold good, kick up and on the way. It is up, and it is through to make it a 17-3 contest. And a very good first opening drive of the second half for Fort Worth. Now London needs to answer, or else possibly get left in the dust.
Exactly, and they can't rely on Merrill like they did on the last drive there. They got to get McLean going. He's only got 54 yards right now. He's got to get going in this second half, especially in this drive.
It is up and on the way. Dustin Zach has it just inside the end zone. Gets it to about the 20. Going to try to spin his way past the 20. And he'll get taken down at the 23-yard line. The SFL's 3rd season of minor league action starts Friday, April 16th, the day before Wild Card Saturday. All new players will take the field for the first time as they prepare themselves to be drafted into the pros. Want to get on the field? It's never too late. Visit simulationfl.net to join our Discord community, create a player, and start building your career today. 1st and 10. London with 3 in the backfield. It's McLean. McLean to the outside, has it in Merrill's hands. Merrill has a blocker in front of a spins pass 2. That's a nice play from Merrill. 1st and 10 as he gets it out to the 36-yard line.
It's very good to see Merrill get to that spin move and get that first down yardage. Got to forget this last drive that ended in a negative yardage on 3rd down, and he's just got to continue doing stuff like this. He's got to get going, and this hopefully is the start of good things to come for Merrill.
34 is where this drive takes off again. New set of downs. Good first play. 3 in the backfield for McLean. 7 in the box defensively again for Fort Worth. Handoff. Merrill has blockers in front of him. Tries to keep it off tackle. Probably should have cut it out sooner. He gets taken down at the line of scrimmage as the defensive line gets to him. Then Marks is going to get to him first. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Again, it's that reliance on Merrill. It's probably just trying to get just to spark him, to get him going, to find that big run that we need from him.
Right to the right, 1 to the left. It's 2nd and 10 again. Looking to throw over the middle. That one's going to be caught. McLean has his receiver make it 3rd and inches to the 44-yard line. That's what they need more of, but now they need it on 3rd down.
Yeah, and Saren Storm, always a reliable option for getting open. That will be his 2nd reception in this game here. Hopefully, they get to more receiving options like Kalia. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen anything from him yet.
20 catches or 20 yards on 2 catches for Saren Storm. 3rd and inches. Handoff. Merrill. They've tried that on a number of occasions today, and it has not worked. Short yardage situations are not Merrill's friend. He's going to get hit hard. 4th down, and London will punt.
And it looks like there you see it. E.K. Vincent got a part of that. Now has 700 tackles on his career. A fantastic milestone for such a great player.
31st all-time, 30th all-time. He plays in the other game that's going on right now with Vegas, Max Jackson, who has 700. So that's a kind of a battle for 30th and 31st. That is going to be back to the 15-yard line for Cade Stevens, and the Toros will have back the football. And in this 3rd quarter, they can really start to put this game on ice if they get some points here.
Yeah, if Curtis finds a way to lead another drive that goes for 6, it's just a deeper and deeper hole London's going to get to themselves. So they need a stop here.
Crucial drive on both sides. Under center. 1 in the backfield as well. Looks to throw. Left side. That's deep. That one's picked off for the 4th time today. Cameron Curtis is intercepted this time at the 34-yard line. How about it? London secondary. Tanner Hendricks is 2nd of the afternoon.
Absolutely. Tanner Hendricks just wanting to get the London offense going back on the field. First play, grabs the ball and says, "Here you go, field goal range."
That's immediately what London needed as well. Yes, they're in field goal range, but they can almost ill afford a field goal at this point. They need to get points. They need to get them in a hurry. Down 14 at the moment. Going to try to make it 7 if they can score a touchdown. McLean to throw. Puts it right on the button. Quick pass, quick catch, quick 4 yards. It'll be a 2nd and 6 coming.
Nice little pass to Benji Matson, but I don't think they can afford doing just small gains at this point. I think they need to go for it all on this next play, in my personal opinion. Look for Kalia, look for Saren Storm, look for Dustin Zach to go deep.
Under center. 2nd and 6 from the 31-yard line. McLean to throw. Backs it up. Puts it in Merrill's hands again. Swing pass gets him a 1st down and more out to the 21-yard line, just shy of the ends of the red zone. And that'll put him a 1st and 10. New set for the Knights.
Very nice work by Robert Merrill to speed his way through, try to avoid, and it eventually did avoid the tackle, but unfortunately going out of bounds. And it sets up a 1st down really close to the red zone.
First down. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The throw. Over the right side, towards the end zone, and that is going to be incomplete. Tap down, and Nacho Sicario got a mid on it to knock it to the turf, 2nd and 10.
Looked like McLean threw that a little bit short, but it was the pay dirt pass that I was asking for. But unfortunately, Nacho Sicario, just right there to deflect that pass, sets up a 2nd down.
3 to the right, 1 to the left for Angus McLean. Knights need something to go their way here. Has the football, looks, throws, quick inseam. That's going to be a 3rd and 1 on a real nice completion. Couldn't quite get it forward more than that, could Saren Storm. Either way, 3rd and very short.
Again, it's almost like a carbon copy of one of the plays on their last drive there, Saren Storm being able to get the 9 yards on that short slant.
Under center. 2 in the backfield. McLean has it. Looks, throws, right side. 1st down and more. Down to the 5. Trying to get closer to the 4-yard line is where that one ends up. Another one for Benji Matson on the grab. It'll be 1st and goal for the London Knights.
And you could see Matson was getting ready to hit to the end zone, but thankfully for the Fort Worth defense, Nacho Sicario once again being involved in the play to prevent it. Now we're at 1st and goal.
3 in the backfield for McLean here. This is a big 1st and goal. See if they can get there. To the right. Merrill! Touchdown! The Knights are in, and they get themselves a little bit closer to this comeback.
This is what Merrill needed. This is what London needed, and they're right back in this game. It was a very nice, methodical drive to get Merrill wide open on that 1st and goal play. He didn't see anyone for 60 yards, it felt like, for him. But he got to pay dirt, and now we're going to see a 1-score game pending.
That is a huge touchdown. That is a cataclysmic touchdown for the London Knights. And it really is a weight lifted off the shoulders as well of one Robert Merrill, who has not had his best season as a pro. Extra point coming. Snap high, held well, kick up and on the way. It is up and through from Jack Willis, make it a 17-10 game. And Fort Worth now has a chance to answer, but London's defense is really, game is on their shoulders now as they try to keep Fort Worth within striking distance.
And London needs to continue with these stops here, and they need to get the offense back on the field. They're running hot right now. They got to get them back.
Right now, the under is winning at the moment, 48.5, the over-under on this game. This will be up and away. Returnable about from Cade Stevens. About a yard deep in the end zone. He has to move back a little bit, and he's going to get taken down at the 20-yard line. Not his best return, but Fort Worth going to come out and try to make up for it here as they'll get themselves back out onto the turf for one more drive and try to put a nail in the coffin of the London Knights.
And Cameron Curtis, again, needs to shake off that interception. Just because you have 4 doesn't mean you can't stop throwing it.
Under center. Curtis has 2 in the backfield. Looks to throw. Stays in the pocket. Gets hit as he threw. And that one is going to hit the turf. The SFL broadcast team is looking to add new talent to our ranks of broadcasters. Applications are being accepted now to try out for either play-by-play or analyst broadcasting positions. No prior experience is required, just a love for the game and a desire to succeed. The application can be found at our website, simulationfl.net/broadcasting. 2nd and 10. That's how we got Brett Solberg, actually. It's his first actual game, and he's on national TV. How's that sound?
Hey.
He's doing pretty good for himself, I would say. 2nd and 10. That's going to be through the middle. That's going to be a nice run. Broken tackle. Another broken tackle. How about Thrilliams up the seam to the left side of the field? 1st and 10 to the 47. What a run by Jason Williams.
And you know what? We haven't seen too much of Jason Williams in this third quarter rushing the ball. He's had a couple swing passes, and I feel like just like the London defense, I forgot that he can run the ball too, and that's where the Thrilliums happened right there. Excellent run.
Good individual effort. Loving that is the Fort Worth crowd in that sideline as well. At the 47-yard line is where the Toros are. Just shy of midfield. Looking to throw. Cameron Curtis, right side. That one's caught, trying to move it upfield, and he's going to have a completion at the 44, 2nd and 1 for the Toros.
You've got to love those moderate gains on the offense, especially with those out routes. Kate Stevens with an excellent catch and getting out of bounds before he get tackled sets up a good 2nd and 1.
The London 44. Still plenty of time in this football game, but London needs to batten down the hatches a little bit. Under center is Curtis, 2 in the backfield for split backs. Handoff. Williams, again, open field in front of him, gets to the second level and gets taken down at the 38-yard line. They're in Knights territory at this point as Williams eclipses the 125 mark.
And you got to give credit to the Fort Worth offensive line on that, giving Williams a huge gap to go through and getting that first down yardage and then some.
1st and 10. 7 in the box defensively for London. Looks to throw. Curtis in the back. Oh, that's going to be over the middle. Caught to the 5-yard line, to the 4. And he is taken down. Last-ditch effort to keep him out of the end zone works. And that is Stephen Hacker over the middle of the field.
Dangerous, dangerous man, that Stephen Hacker. And he's been hacking the system, especially in the second half here. Wide open pass. Almost got to the end zone, but just gets tackled right at the 4. Sets up a great 1st and goal for Fort Worth.
Brandon Ewing, the cornerback, actually thought he had a shot at that football on a dive, dove for the ball and not for the receiver. Interesting play. 1st and goal for the Toros. They try to get it back to a 2-possession game. Williams is swallowed up by that defensive line. 2nd and goal after no gain.
And now you have to look at London's defense. Can they make a goal line stand on this one? So far, 1 for 1. Telemex Scarborough with the tackle there.
Yeah, they hold them to 3 points here. It'll be a very good point for the London Knights if they can do it. Offset eye for the Toros. Williams, football, touchdown! There's a flag on the field. We'll see where that goes, but right now it's points on the board for the Toros as Williams gets in again today.
We'll see what happens.
Offensive holding, so that is going to be taken back, and the crucial penalty on the offensive line. That was 70, the tackle.
And it would have been a momentum swing back to Fort Worth, but that unfortunate hold pushes them back more. And now has a 2nd and goal from quite a bit away.
That was a major hold to it. That was a 10-yard penalty. 2nd and goal. 4 wideouts as Cameron Curtis is in the gun. 7 in the box defensively for London. Curtis throws over the middle. Doesn't quite get there. Another penalty on the field. 2 straight plays of the penalties. Maybe a DPI call as Hacker was trying to find the football.
I was just thinking that, a DPI.
That's exactly what it was. Defensive pass interference. That's going to put them at the 1 for a 1st and goal. So from good to very, very bad for London, as that was Scarborough, the guilty party, puts the Toros on the 1-yard line.
And he had a good first and goal play by stopping Williams there, but it was just a lapse of judgment, just getting a little contact on the receiver.
Sorry, at the 5-yard line is where it was. That's where the penalty occurred. 1st and 10. Or 1st and goal, sorry. In the gun, 2 to the right. Cameron Curtis, this time will throw left. Doesn't quite lead his receiver enough. No gain on the play, and that'll be 2nd and goal.
He saw the man wide open, Curtis did, but I think, again, it was one of those late throws that when you're just going off the end of that route, going to the sidelines, you got to be so particular with the timing of that pass.
This game moving very quickly. Already a $1:42 left in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and goal. Handoff through the middle. Breaks through 1. Doesn't break through 7. As all of the London Knights got to Jason Williams very quickly, he gains himself 2 yards. Make it 3rd and goal here.
And I would almost make the prediction that if he didn't have that little stutter step after he shed the first tackle, he probably would have had 6 again.
6 for 11, the Toros are on 3rd down. None would be bigger than conversion number 7 here. Thrown, back of the end zone. Didn't get it. Out of bounds as Stephen Hacker. He did not get the foot in. 4th and goal, and a field goal coming up here for Fort Worth.
And this is, part of the throw being a little bit too long, but also the pressure that London was giving them. This is the goal line stand that they needed to prevent 6 and only possibly allowing 3 here.
Middle of the hash marks. It's a chip shot from here. Should be a 20-yarder. Taco Sicario looking to try to make it a 2-possession game again. Snaps good, holds good, kick up and on the way. It is up, and it is through. 0 issues there for Taco Sicario, giving Fort Worth back their 10-point lead.
And you have to feel Fort Worth maybe a little bit demoralized after not getting to the end zone, but that unfortunate holding call basically turned 6-3.
Ready to go again. Kick up and on the way. Give it back to Dustin Zeck as he's going to get it going. Up through the middle. Oh, Dustin
Watch
Zeck,
out.
He's got some room, and he is going to go to the house. The London Knights with a kickoff return touchdown, and they get themselves back to within 3 points. How about it from the London Special Teams unit?
Absolutely amazing work by the special teams unit to give Dustin Zeck the room that he needed to run and run and run. I always envy the work of a special teams receiver because it's always tough to find the catch and run. But when he had that open space, he went. And now, instead of a Fort Worth big lead, we're talking about maybe 3 points now. This is becoming a football game.
This is absolutely a football game at this point, and it all started at the end of that first half with the interception in the end zone of Cameron Curtis. They've also picked him off one more time since then. 4 picks on the day for Cameron Curtis, and that has really vaulted London into having a chance in this game. 20-16, and Jack Lewis set to add the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick up, and it is through. 0 issue. 20-17 now. Fort Worth is going to get the ball back again after that gorgeous kickoff return from Dustin Zeck.
And you have to think it put a lot of pressure off of Angus McLean's shoulders because even though he's been deadly accurate 16-20, he's only thrown 106 yards so far.
Ready to go again. This will be returnable, or this will be returned by Cade Stevens as long as it's returnable. He'll have it with that about the 2-yard line. To the left. That is going to be a tackle at the 27-yard line. We have our first game update of the day from St. Louis. Cameron Irvine, you have it at SFL HQ.
Thanks, Curtis. Mike, what a hit here by Shady.
Yeah, tough, tight game here in St. Louis. Slim Shady here with a big hit on Cairo Martinez and recovered by Vegas. And on the ensuing possession, Robert Scott Johnson with a huge touchdown run to put Vegas ahead.
13-6, Vegas now up 7.
It's going to be over the middle as Cameron Curtis gets back into the act. 9-yard completion over the middle to Robert Garrett Jr. And how about that St. Louis and Vegas game? That was a massive hit that you just saw, Brett.
And you gotta love Slim Shady, absolutely. Like one of the best in the game. Absolutely levels and bobbles the ball loose. Just an amazing hit.
2nd and 1 for the Toros. Handoff. Williams going through the right side. He's going to try to break through this tackle, and a good open field tackle prevented a very large run. 1st and 10 for the Toros as they move the chains. We're getting towards the end of the third quarter, as I believe that's going to take us there. That should be the last play, and it is. So a 20-17 lead for the Fort Worth Toros over the London Knights. That gets us into the 4th. Put up your 86s in chat. We'll be back to you from Fort Worth after this on For the Fans. Back of the Stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas. Cameron Curtis has the ball under center. 20-17 Toros. This will be a handoff. Williams, he's got some room to go right side. Broken tackle, and he's going to get close, but not quite to the first down marker. Chris Curtis, Brett Solberg in the broadcast booth with you. Jack Brown, Alan Armadas, your statisticians, and then Cameron Irvine, your producer and commissioner, with us here in Fort Worth, week 11 of the regular season, season 16 of the Simulation Football League. Wrapping up its 11th week, and it's been a good week so far. 2nd and inches here for the Toros. That's a free play, and it's Williams with the football. He's got a first and more. Gets taken down at the 48. We'll see where this ends up. Should be declined, I would think, Brett, but that'd be the third one today, and it is. The Toros decline the penalty. They'll take the first down in the new set across midfield.
Yeah, very rarely undisciplined is this London defense. That's either the 6th or 7th penalty that I've seen so far in this game, just from them.
Yeah, it's been a penalty-filled day for the Knights. 1st and 10 for the Toros at the 43. One to the left, one to the right. Curtis to throw, 5-step drop over the middle. That one's caught. Great seam route over the middle of the field. Make it 1st and 10 at the 29, and they're in field goal range.
And that's the reliability of Robert Garrett Jr. there. Another nice little streak route there, leaving him open down the middle, and just getting that first down yardage. It's what Fort Worth needs to get back to that lead where they want it to be.
Under center is Curtis. 2 in the backfield. One is Williams. The other is Komisak. 7 in the box defensively for the Knights again. They're expecting run. Instead, they get pass. That's plenty of time. Over the middle, and a one-handed leaping grab over the middle of the field by Cade Stevens. What a throw. No, I'm sorry. That was Robert Garrett Jr., with that grab. Apologies, RGJ. That's a crazy catch and a 1st and goal for the Toros.
Put that catch on a poster. Robert Garrett Jr., unbelievable. 2 straight catches for him there. That one, obviously a highlight of this game so far.
1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Now London with their backs up against the wall again. Curtis to throw. From his own 12, he gets hit hard. He gets knocked down at the 10. It'll be 2nd and goal as he gets knocked to the turf mercilessly.
That's a combination of David Horrell, and I want to say that was not David Horrell. Sorry, that's going to be William Davidson. Another tackle there. My bad.
2nd and goal. 2 in the gun with Cameron Curtis. From the 10, looks, throws, back of the end zone. Got it. That's a touchdown. What a seed through 3 defenders. Finds Stephen Hecker in the back of the end zone, and the Toros make it a 2-possession lead again.
And that was what London's defense was fearing. Another big game from Stephen Hacker. He had 147 in the last game here. He has 142 now and 2 touchdowns. He has been a menace to that London secondary.
All right. Well, London came down, got that touchdown earlier, and now Fort Worth just absolutely negated it. At least for the time being. Back to a 10-point lead. Extra point coming from Taco Sicario. Kick up and on the way. It is up and through. So a 27-17 game again as the Toros work to just answer everything that London throws at them. And they've been doing a good job of it so far.
Exactly, and it's just keeping that separation that they want there. You can tell they want this division. They want their division, absolutely.
Ball on the tee at the 35. Here we go again. Dustin Zecco has a kickoff return for a touchdown in this game. Has the ball in his possession once more. See what he can do from his own 2. Returnable, keeps it left. Oh, spin move. No way! Dustin Zeck, he's got an open field and 2 kickoff returns in consecutive attempts for Dustin Zeck. Unreal! And the Knights cut it back to a 4-point lead again.
It's just one kickoff, and all of a sudden, that Fort Worth drive was negated right away. Dustin Zek, right now in this second half, carrying this team on his back with these back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdowns. It's unbelievable. I love the SFL.
This is insane. Dustin Zek, you'd have to count on one hand the amount of times that has happened in SFL history. We'd have to go back into the annals and see where that is. But either way, huge play for London, getting them back to within likely 3 points after through the extra point. That, of course, that's pending, so we'll see. 2 consecutive kickoff returns. I've never seen that since I've been here in Season 8. That's the kick is up, and it is up and through, no problem. So a 27-24 game as Fort Worth has to then answer another Dustin Zek kickoff return. And a 3-point game it is now, but Fort Worth going to get the ball back here with 8.5 minutes to go. Kick on the tee right now for Lewis. It'll be Cade Stevens back to return. Going to try to do his best Zek impression from his own 5. Gets to the 15, to the 20, bowls his way into the crowd of players, and he's going to get taken down at the 26-yard line. Visit the all-new SFL League website at simulationfl.net for info on how to create a player, join our community, the league, and the teams that play in it. You have links to apparel, helmets, and a comprehensive history of the SFL as well. It's over 1,400 games and thousands of players who have hit the virtual field. The Simulation Football League, we put the fan in fantasy. In the gun. 1st and 10 for Cameron Curtis. Looks to throw, wings it over the middle on the sidearm, and that is caught. He's been absolutely laser since about halfway through the last drive. Another one for Stephen Hacker.
We saw a lot of Cade Stevens in the first half, but this time we're seeing a lot more of Stephen Hacker, a much more deadlier option out there. Has had that wide open spot and immediately tackled after the catch. Good job to haul it in and keep it as he was getting tackled.
So there was one other instance of 2 returns for touchdowns in the same game. Gabriel Manning had a kickoff return and a punt return. That is to be believed as the first time in SFL history that 2 straight kickoff returns on 2 straight attempts went for touchdowns, and that's intercepted. And London is definitely back in this game. What a comeback this has turned into, and Cameron Curtis has thrown his 5th pick in this football game.
Now, for as accurate and deadly that Cameron Curtis has been, he's also been a little bit erratic. And Tanner Hendricks, once again, finding the ball, covering the defender, intercepting it for the 3rd time this game. Yeah. You want to talk about great games. This has been a fantastic game for Hendricks.
Tanner Hendricks, a hat trick of interceptions for him. 1st and 10 for London. 3 in the backfield. From the 43, handoff. It's going to be Merrill moving his way forward. That'll be a 3-yard gain. Game update. Let's head back to SFL HQ in Cameron Irvine.
Thanks, Curtis. Mike, St. Louis coming back.
Yes, Cam, following Colin Douglas' interception, Christian Brown finds Phil Koss in the end zone to get St. Louis within 3 of Las Vegas.
We have 2 more insane games in the SFL's Week 11. Back to Curtis and Brett, Texas.
A very good Week 11. This will be a throw and an incompletion is what they'll say. Arm moving forward. Should have been might have been a sack if otherwise. 3rd and 7 coming up as Horrell gets to the quarterback.
And Catherine Harrell having a very quiet game so far. This is probably the first time that we've actually talked about her in this game. Finding her way past the line and almost sacking McLean there.
3rd and 7. Bunch left for McLean. One to the right as well. One in the backfield. Looks to throw. McLean to the left. That's caught. 1st down and more. Down to the 27-yard line. And they're in the field goal range from here. That is Kalia. His first grab of the game.
And it's taken a while for Kalia to get in the action, but that is a big play for London. Gets themselves into field goal range, close to the red zone. And London's hoping they can get some points out of this now.
1st and 10. Three in the backfield. Robert Merrill is your deep back there. Fort Worth expecting a run. They're going to get a run to the right. Merrill breaks the tackle, gets forward a little bit more, gets 4 yards on it. That's going to give him 6 total yards for this football game unofficially. He's had a rough go of it with the negative yardage and the tackles for loss, but a nice job making a second and manageable there.
And that could have been even less yardage there because that first tackle probably could have lost him 3 yards, but he managed to get that gain.
In the gun. McLean with the football. Looks to throw over the middle. Looking for it, but it's intercepted. Oh, Fort Worth makes the turnover happen at the best possible time. And there's an open field in front of him. Can he break this tackle?
No.
He's going to go. A pick 6 from the 3-yard line. A 97-yard return for a touchdown. Fort Worth absolutely rests on its defense, but there is a flag. We'll see what it is. It's a defensive penalty. It's called back on a clip. The Knights will accept it and they keep the football.
Unbelievable. That's a swing of emotions from both teams there. Getting a pick 6 from Fort Worth, just getting negated from a clipping penalty there. That a sigh of relief for London, but that's just so unfortunate for Fort Worth. That could have been a 2-score lead right there.
So actually, the clipping penalty occurred on the return. So therefore, Fort Worth is going to keep this football. So it still is a major turnover that London is going to be having to fight with here. It's going to be a throw left side, right side. That's caught. First down, probably could have been a sack. Also could have been an interception. But Cade Stevens has the football at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, very, very, very close to that there. They had the right idea, but Curtis just found the right trajectory for that throw, and Stevens got a nice catch for that first down.
First and 10 at the 21. Taro's moving it left to right on your screen. They would love nothing more than to chew some clock. 2 to the left. Looking to throw. Curtis moves in the pocket. Throws short. Good check down. Has himself an 8-yard completion. 2nd and 2 to the 29.
That's another nice short throw, this time to Chris Kolmasak. The fullback on this one here getting a nice catch. Sets up a 2nd and short for them.
Kolmasak, nothing on the board. Now his first reception there for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. 2 to the left in the offset eye. Curtis to throw, gets to the outside. That is going to be Williams, who's going to get stopped. 3rd and 1, and a big 3rd down coming here. Could land London with the football back if they can get a stop.
It was Kolmasak again there, this time going on the wide route there, looking to see if he could truck his way to a first down, but there was 2 London defenders that stopped him before he hit the line.
3rd and 1. Huge 3rd down here for Fort Worth. They're at 50% for the day. And off. Williams. First down. He's got the first down and a couple more down to the 33-yard line. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Toros offense.
And that's exactly what they needed. Jason Williams has been so reliable through this game. He's 127 yards, averaging over 5 yards a carry. It's been fantastic to watch him today.
1st and 10 for Fort Worth. Offset I formation, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Curtis has the football. Handoff. Williams going to try to bust his way again, and he's going to get stopped after a 2-yard gain. Don't miss a minute of heart-pounding SFL action next weekend, the final weekend of the regular season. Coverage on For the Fans starts early Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and Next Level Sports will have SFL action on Saturday from 4:30 until 9 Eastern. Final block from Sunday goes from 2:30 till 5 as well. Stay tuned to SFL alerts on simulationfl.net and on social media for matchup times and dates to be finalized this evening. The SFL on Next Level Sports, and For the Fans, we put the fan in fantasy. Williams going to get stopped again at the line of scrimmage, and another clutch 3rd down coming up here for Fort Worth.
And once again, that's another big quick stop. This time it was Scarborough, who has been reliable through this game. I believe this 6th tackle so far, and this sets up a crucial 3rd down for both teams here.
3rd and 8. Got to get it to the 27-yard line. Or I'm sorry, that is the 43-yard line for the first. Looking to throw. Oh, deep left side. That one's tipped and incomplete. Going for it all on the left. He was looking for Steven Hecker. Instead, Tanner Hendricks had his eyes on the prize and nearly had his fourth.
So close to number 4 there, and so close to number 6 for Curtis. A very dangerous arcing throw, but thankfully they have to punt it out instead of giving up an interception.
3:12 to go, and the closest punt of this game, Dustin Zeck, whose feet are made of fire right now, he is going to be deep for the return. And fair catch is going to get called for. Good job of the special teams unit for Fort Worth that time to get to him at the 29-yard line. So now is where we need to separate the men from the boys, so to speak. 1st and 10 for London, moving right to left across your screen at the 29-yard line.
And you have to think that London has to keep the possession for most of this time. Chew out 2 minutes of this clock. Give no chance for Fort Worth to get back if they score.
Both teams have all 3 timeouts as well. Plus, we have the 2-minute warning. Clock can be potentially stopped 7 times in that time span. McLean gets hit hard and taken down. They'll continue the no huddle with for a 3-yard loss.
That's Catherine Harrell again.
Under center. Offset eye. Has the football. 5-step drop. Puts some separation that time. That's going to be a run for Merrill after the catch, but gets back to the line of scrimmage and no further. London staring in the face of a 3rd and 13, and they continue with the no huddle.
Look for Vincoli on this one.
Looks to throw. 3-step drop. No, he gets taken down. Big sack. 4th down. And just like that, London's drive has likely ended. Catherine Horrell again makes it happen.
That is a big set of 3 plays there. 2 sacks from Catherine Horrell to stop the London defense. This is not what London wanted, and they're forced to punt deep.
They are indeed, from their own punter lined up at the 8-yard line, going to kick it from his own 12. His own 10, actually. It's going to be up and over the midfield logo, but not much further than that to the 36. Returned by Cade Stevens to the, 35. So not much to it. Either way, now Fort Worth has a chance to put this game on ice. It'd probably take 2 throws the way Cameron has thrown it, as long as he can complete them, to get them within field goal range at least.
Now they have actually 2 options for this one here. They could keep throwing the ball and give it to, or they can look to go deep on this one and try to get this game out of reach.
Haven't seen haven't seen Thrilliams in a little while. We could see a diet of him as well as Fort Worth, and as you can see there, just a couple of extra minutes away from a division title, and they do not want that. A near interception over the right hand side, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it's another dangerous throw, but I understand why they made that throw. Like I said before, they could go deep, make it a 9 or 10 point lead, and get it out of reach with little time remaining.
2nd and 10. 2 to the left, 2 to the right for Fort Worth. Curtis is under center. 7 in the box defensively for London. Oh, free play. Got to take advantage of this. It's to the outside. Williams again has the football. He's going to mull his way forward, but it's not going to be for much. Either way, another London penalty at probably the worst time to have it, and they'll take the 5 yards in the new down.
Exactly, with that being the 5 yards, even though it does stop the clock this one a little bit, but again, it's another penalty. This could be number 8 for them on the defense.
2nd and 5 after that. Update from the other game going on. St. Louis down 3 points. That's in the 3rd quarter. Actually, they're down now almost 10 points as that touchdown just happened. Las Vegas up a couple of scores. Fort Worth up 3 points, threatening for more if they can get it. Offset eye, that's going to be through the middle. Williams is going to get a couple, but he's not going to be able to get the 1st down, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 120 seconds to go. 27-24. Fort Worth on top for the moment. This is the Simulation Football League on For the Fans. Stay right where you are. Back inside the stockyards on a quick 3rd and 3, and it's a first down. Look at that. London calls the timeout. First play. Wow. First play after the 2-minute warning, and immediately London is on their back heels again as they have to take their first time out of 3.
Yeah, once that 2-minute warning break happened, Jason Williams told I need to get that first down, and that's exactly what he did, causing London to use their first timeout.
1st and 10. Fort Worth needs one more first down to get themselves a win and a division title. Looks to throw. Curtis, right side. That one's caught, and that's going to be down the sideline. First down and more to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Fort Worth Toros, and that likely is going to give them a division title.
But there was a little bit of a blessing in disguise there. Stephen Hacker went out of bounds on that tackle to stop the clock.
1st and 10. 27-24 Fort Worth. They're going to try to ice this game out. At least went out of bounds, saved London a timeout. They need some help, though. That's going to be a big tackle. Williams gets caught just after the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Williams just trying to drag himself back to the line of scrimmage. Dean Sammy was on there for the tackle, just staying on like a 6-year-old kid trying not to get out of the playground.
2nd and 10. Inside the red zone, Fort Worth trying to put the division on ice. South Division hangs in the balance right now. 2 to the right for Cameron Curtis, with 2 in the backfield with him. Looks to throw. Plenty of time. Checks it down. Puts it in Williams' hands. Williams not going very far. It'll be 3rd and long coming up after that. So conceivably, London still has a small chance. They'll at least get the ball back. As we take a look at those South Division standings, Fort Worth again ahead. A win gets them the title. Mexico City possibly has the door opened if London can somehow find a miracle here and come back in this game.
It's going to be a big 3rd down.
Yeah, this is the biggest of London's season for sure. Handoff. Williams gets taken down. 4th down coming, but the clock continues to tick, tick, tick away, and will go all the way down to likely 0 on the play clock in time for Fort Worth to kick the field goal.
Yeah, and if the field goal is good, that means London to trot down the field to respond to 6 points. This is intriguing, exciting football.
34-yard field goal attempt coming up for Taco Sicario. It will make it so that the Knights require a touchdown to win. If it goes through from the middle hash. Snap good. Hold good. Kick up and on the way. It is up and it is through with 0 consequence. So how about it? London now needs a touchdown to win this game. As we get going, post-game update, we're going to go to bonus coverage, Las Vegas and St. Louis after we are done here. Andy Hamilton and Gerald Giudice waiting on standby after that. It'll be the post-game update back at SFL HQ shortly after bonus coverage concludes. 30-yard line, the kick is on, the tee is up at the 30. We're ready to go. London going to get this football back very quickly. No timeouts left, so they got to run no huddle in under a minute. Returnable for Zek. Spin move past 1. This time they bring down. And that was needed. At the 23 is where they're going to start this drive. And the London Knights have 1 drive to make it happen and not a lot of time left on it.
50 seconds, 77 yards. This is a crucial drive for London. This could be the season for them.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. They still have a chance, even if they lose this game, but they make their road harder. McLean, left side. That one's caught, moving it upfield. Oh, big spin move. Robert Merrill down the sideline to the 40-yard line. Unreal. Merrill with 2 spins. We haven't seen that from him most of the game, and he makes it happen at the most clutch moment, and he gets into field goal range just about for the Knights.
Yeah, you want to talk about timing on that one. Robert just having not a great game, but look at the spin moves just to get out of space. and get into Fort Worth territory. Such a clutch play for Robert Merrill. This sets up great field, 40 yards in 40 seconds. It's definitely doable now for London.
Yeah, they still have to run the no huddle. Cannot stop the clock at this point. See what they can do. Bunch right, one to the left as well. Merrill is the only back. Angus McLean is under center. He has the football. 3-step drop. Throws on a swing. Tries to get it out to Merrill again. This time he's going to get hit hard after gaining a yard. Make it 2nd and 9, and they run the no huddle.
They look to do it again, but it just didn't work this time. Fort Worth was ready for it.
Same formation. 7-step drop. Looks, gets hit hard. He's taken down, and that makes things much more difficult on 3rd down.
Tick, 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 tick. The clock is ticking. They got to get back.
14 seconds. Ball is snapped. McLean throws right side. That's picked off. And Fort Worth is going to march their way to a South Division championship in style with a pick 6. Your Fort Worth Toros win the Tex-Mex division and take this game and put it on ice.
And that's Bass there, one of the non-contract cornerbacks there, finding the ball there. And as much as we were talking about Cameron Curtis's interceptions, this is such an untimely throw by Angus McLean. Only his 2nd, but that cost the game right there. And now Fort Worth can celebrate with their Tex-Mex shredded cheese and their champagne.
Nothing wrong with that. 36-24, going to be 37-24 as Taco adds this extra point should be. And what a way to end this game. A crazy successful season for the Fort Worth Toros. Right now, they're going to go to 8-3. Still have one more game against Lone Star next week and another division rival. But that's a way to do it. They close out the division. They're going to put themselves in prime position for a good playoff spot as well. And that ends things here in Fort Worth. 37-24 is how things shake out. I'm going to send it over to Brett Solberg for your post-game thoughts on a wild game in the Lone Star State.
And you have to say, first off, I'd like to give credit to Cameron. Despite the 5 interceptions in the game, he definitely did improve over the second half, throwing for roughly 250 yards in that second half and finding Stephen Hacker twice. It was a big turnaround for him after, a very shaky first half, which really helped the offense carry a lead going in. And you have to give credit to Jason Williams as well. A big night for him, 136 yards on the week of big running back games. It's just overall a fantastic game by Fort Worth. Congratulations on them for winning the Tex-Mex division. And now, if you think about it this way, they can rest in week 12. They don't have to worry too much about the record. They've got the division.
Yeah.
And even then, if they do want to compete and everything, like, they could get home field advantage coming in for next week as well. There's tons of options for them in week 12 that they can either sit back and relax or turn up or put the foot on the gas pedal.
Now, if we know anything about Stephen Hacker and company at Fort Worth, they are not going to be taking a game off if they can help it. That is going to be a big game for playoff positioning next week, regardless of what the division says at the moment. But at 9-3 looks a whole lot better than 8-4 for the Fort Worth Toros. They come through in a big-time fashion against the London Knights in this game. And Dustin Zeck did all he could to make things work for London, but player of the game candidates, who do you go to at this point is for the Fort Worth Toros?
There's 2 guys that I can think of right away. It was just the reliability of Jason Williams to get those balls to the first down. And you also have to tip your hat to Stephen Hacker, 189 yards on 7 receptions and 2 touchdowns. You could say he saved Curtis's hide a few times, but it was also the darts that Curtis threw. If he didn't have those 5 interceptions, I'd consider Curtis. But right now, I'd say it's either Jason Williams or Stephen Hacker for this one.
Yeah, it's a lot of yards on average for those receptions as well, but a lot of good stuff in this football game. And we have a lot more in Week 11, not anywhere near done. 3 more games on the docket today, including the one that's currently going. 30-13 Vegas is over St. Louis. That's in the 4th quarter. St. Louis needed a win to win the East Division, and now all of a sudden things are in question over there. We'll be getting you over there in just a moment. But the biggest thing about this, Fort Worth comes through. They get the division title that they were seeking. London makes their road much harder. Queen City next on the schedule for them, the 4-time champions. And it doesn't, even though Queen City may not be in the playoff picture this season, you always have to fear a team with nothing to lose at this point, and London has that to look forward to in 1 week's time. It is Stephen Hacker, your player of the game. 196 official yards, 2 touchdowns, and an over 28 per on the average. We are going to then send you over to St. Louis. It is Andy Hamilton and Gerald Giudice on the call for Brett Solberg and the rest of our crew here in Fort Worth. I'm Chris Curtis saying goodbye and good afternoon. We'll see you for the later games on FCS.
Time run out here. Just come home with the win.
3-4 look for St. Louis. They look ready to play the run. They will give it to Johnson. Johnson spins off a 1, will pick up 4 with 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter of play. We welcome those of you who just watched Fort Worth clinch the South Division by defeating London 37-24. This is Gateway Coliseum here in St. Louis, Missouri, where the visiting Las Vegas Fury have come in and put a 30-13 lead over the St. Louis Gladiators in a game where this man, Scott Johnson, went 94 yards earlier in the game. He'll get the first down there. And this is 7:26 to go here in the fourth. I'm Andy Hamilton, and Gerald, Scott Johnson has ripped off some really good runs today, and other times has looked a little bit average.
Average, to say the least, but that was a great run there to get the first down. He was actually held to 0 yards. It was actually in negative category here early in this ball game, but that 94-yarder just seemed to put some life into him. Now he's up over 120.
They will throw, and a sack coming for St. Louis. If you like sack lunch, you came to the right place. The Gladiators dial one up. Tom Tanner.
Tom Tanner with the sack right there, gets a little bit of help there, along with Todd Dubstat. Comes up with that sack. Comes up the 2nd and 14 here, and that just might have put him out of field goal range.
Yeah, they dropped it back to the 37, 2nd and 14 for Pierce, who's played well today. 17 of 23, now 18 of 24, as he finds Tiberius Bovine, but they'll only get a yard out of the tight end.
That's a gracious yard there at most here. Bringing up a 3rd and 13. Should have stayed in bounds and kept that clock moving, but either way, I think you just take a nice, safe run here. Yeah. Otis Boudreau out there to make this a 20-point game here, but they're in the shotgun.
Yeah, they'll ignore everything that you say, Gerald. They'll go 4 wide. Here is Pierce going to take a deep shot, and he pays the price. There is a penalty flag. We'll have to check on that. But for the moment, it is an interception for Nicholas Warner.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be a personal foul. Roughing the passer call. Wow. Roughing the passer on Todd Dubstat. Let's see what the flag is here. That was just uncalled for. That ball was out for at least 3 seconds. That's just an unbelievable. I just call it a dumb play, because basically it nullifies the turnover and just gives them new life at the 19. That's a costly penalty.
Yeah, it was everything that St. Louis needed, a turnover there without giving up any points, and Dubstat erases it with a mistake. 1st and 10 they give to Johnson, and he will take another 4 yards.
And now it's going to be whether or not it's going to be a touchdown or a field goal for the Vegas Fury right now. That's just an unbelievable, unforced error there by St. Louis.
Here's the give, right side. Johnson will pick up 4 more. You definitely want to try and hold him to a field goal here, Gerald. Currently a 3-score game. A field goal would keep it at a 3-score game. A touchdown would extend it.
A touchdown would basically be lights out. But it's 3rd and 2 here, and Johnson has been running like a man possessed here in the second half, especially in this fourth quarter. See if they can keep these chains moving.
St. Louis shifting all over. They're putting heavy pressure on the right side. This throw, though, is caught on the out route to the 6. It's a first down for John Blades, and it was St. Louis all day who has worked the out routes to perfection, and Las Vegas dials one up when they need it most.
Great play call there. Gets the first down to get it to the 6. And St. Louis has been doing a great job keeping Blades out of the end zone. Now it's going to be here, 1st and goal at the 6. 5:10, the clock running.
3 wide. Here is Pierce going to throw out
Wow.
route, and it's wide open. That is about as open as it could get. A huge score for Las Vegas, and Mason Kirby might have just put this one out of reach.
Touchdown number 7 on the season. But yeah, they just got lost. Wow. Nicholas Warner maybe thought he had help on the outside. Tucked inside and just left absolutely wide open. One Mason Kirby, 36-13. If you took the over, go to the pay window.
49 combined points, and now Otis Bordeaux on to try and add an extra point to extend the lead even further. Currently sits at 23. Now with that kick there is up to 24. And Gerald, if the score line ended right here, it would not tell the tape of today's game.
Oh, definitely not. St. Louis really had the momentum in the first half, but it just seems like the second half that this team, this Las Vegas team, made some great adjustments here. And Colin Pierce came out really shaky. After that first drive in the third quarter, it's just been all Las Vegas all the time.
LC Mondavi will bring this one out across the 20, and it'll get out to the 21. 1st and 10 with 5:01 to go here in the game. And Gerald, for all that has happened, I think Christian Brown has played a pretty good game today. 22 of 29. Just the 2 picks are the only blemishes really on his game.
He has played a really good game, like you said. 75% completion percentage, 234 yards. Both quarterbacks have played well, but it's just the turnovers have been killing them right now.
Bunch formation, pressure coming. Brown barely gets rid of that one before he is blasted by A.K. Jones, who has been all over the field today.
Yeah, with A.K. Jones having 2 tackles and a tackles for loss, it's just been all over that backfield of St. Louis today, disrupting nearly just about every short run play that they've done.
Bunch formation again. Single back is Martinez. Here is Brown on a 7-step drop. Throws on the run. That one's caught on the outside. Up the sideline. Nice little play there from Brown.
Great way to get away from the pressure. Scrambling out a little bit to his left. And they keep this formation. This is the formation that's been burning Las Vegas in this ball game.
Deep ball caught down to the 34. Now some signs of life from St. Louis.
And they're sticking with that bunch formation here. Just something that Las Vegas has yet to have an answer for.
Brown, sidearm there on the out route, caught for 8. And you're right, they don't have an answer for it.
This is where the majority of their yards have come from. Eagle Mondavi coming up with 152 yards so far for the game. Again, the out route, beautifully thrown.
And that one goes out of bounds. And if I'm St. Louis, I'm sticking with that formation.
Yeah, they should have been playing this formation the whole time because Las Vegas in the first half didn't have an answer, still doesn't have an answer for it here in the second half. That catch put Eagle Mondavi over the 1,000-yard mark for the season, so congrats him on a great season, but now they need to get to the end zone.
24 points the difference. 4 minutes to go would certainly be an amazing comeback if it were to happen. Bill Cherry up the middle will pick up a yard.
Odd play there. You were running down the field here in that bunch formation. Now you're running the football. I would call a timeout. get out of this formation here. This is going to cost you a lot of time.
They feed Cherry again, and he will rip off another 3, and it'll be 4th and 5.
Yeah, questionable, very questionable play calling. I mean, do you think so, Andy? I think that's just been, they had that trip formation that was working great. See if they can come here. They need a conversion here, 4th and 5.
Bunch formation out again. It has been money all day. Brown, 7-step drop, delivers, touchdown, St. Louis. It does not get much easier than that. He's able to lace it across the middle to one of his backup options, and Jacob Swain pays dividends for the Glads.
Big touchdown there for the Gladiators to make it a little bit respectable. Again, that trips bunch formation has been deadly for St. Louis here, and they got it into the end zone. They need the 2-point conversion though here. Okay, and they're going for the extra point. I disagree with this.
The extra point will put them down by 17 as opposed to 16, and I think you're right, Gerald. 16 would be a 2-score game, and 17 would be, 17 would be a 3-score game still. So now they are down by 17, 37-20 after the extra point from Shalizzi is up and good. And with 3:16, we're going to line up and see an onside kick here.
You're going to see the onside kick, but man, that's just, you had a touchdown to make it a 2-score game, and you still leave it a 3-score game. I don't understand.
Kick is up, and Las Vegas fields that one cleanly. Max Jackson out there on the hands team.
If you want to have a guy with sure hands, take the 7-season vet that has 51 interceptions on his career. Great onside kick recovery right there.
So a 17-point lead and the football from the 42 would need about 10 yards to get into field goal range. St. Louis does have all 3 of their timeouts trying to stick in this game, although it will be tough. Scott Johnson off this left side picks up 2.
Johnson, you see 137 yards after just basically, you couldn't get much of a worse start than Scott Johnson did in this ball game. It has come up huge. This team actually broke the game wide open with that big run. I think that was the play that just shook all the momentum to Las Vegas.
4-3 look here out of the Gladiators. 3 in the backfield with 2:36 to go. Johnson is the deep back. They will feed him off this right side, and Johnson only gets back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 8.
Great tackle there by Colin Douglas, fighting off the blocker. I believe that was Malcolm Crow, the fullback, that was trying to lead the way. He fought through the block and made the tackle. Great tackles. We're going to come up here to possibly the 2-minute warning before the snap of the football.
3rd and 8, 2 in the backfield, and we will get to the 2-minute warning. 17-point lead for Las Vegas, trying to close this one out. St. Louis struggling to stick with the Fury. 2 minutes on the clock. Don't go anywhere. It's the Simulation Football League. Trips tight, bottom of the screen here on 3rd and 8. They will give Johnson up the middle, and Johnson tackled shy, but might have just willed his way into field goal range, Gerald.
Wow, what a run. Just absolutely just burying the shoulder and just keeping those legs moving. It just seemed like the switch was thrown.
Las Vegas has this game in hand. They are going to improve to 7-4. St. Louis falls to 6-5, and the East Division is still not clinched. We'll be back for a post-game update with me and Mike. After this, you're watching the SFL on For the Fans. Welcome back to the SFL post-game update along with Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine, and wow, what a game. It didn't end, with some amazing game-winning touchdown or anything, Mike, but I guess it sort of did in a way as Fort Worth walks off with a pick six.
Yeah, this is a great game, Cam. Very entertaining from, whistle to whistle. Ends at a pick six by non-contract player Eddie Bass to seal Fort Worth's first ever division title.
And as we're finishing up with the Las Vegas and St. Louis game, St. Louis just scored another touchdown, so it's 40-26. They're making it look closer than it was. What a big win for Vegas. They have a huge game against Denver coming up next week. You'll see that on national TV.
Yeah, Vegas with a great performance today. This game turned on a dime, Cam, on Slim Shady's huge hit on Kyra Martinez as he was looking to score, get in the end zone, and bring St. Louis even in that game. And Las Vegas never looked back since.
We've got a bunch of action coming up on our Twitch family of networks on FTF Twitch and SFL Twitch. That'll get started at 2:20 Central, 3:20 Eastern, with kickoff of Louisiana and Tulsa. Tulsa now still very much alive in the East after the loss for St. Louis. For all of us at the Simulation Football League, I'm Cameron Irvine. He's Mike St. Green. Thanks for being here with us, and we'll see you next week for the last week of the regular season. Have a great day. Have a great Easter Sunday, everybody.